Hey everyone, I'm Roja. I'm a master student at University of San Francisco. For the last 8 months, I've been working with UCSF for my practicum project, along with my mentors Janet, Andrew, and Gilmore. This project focuses on building simpler CNN models for medical image processing. Let me give you some context of the problem. So, although there are millions of medical imaging procedures done every week worldwide, it is estimated that there is a shortage of over 4 million physicians, and this can lead to delays in the diagnosis and eventually lead to increase in the total number of deaths. This is where we see an opportunity to use deep learning to automate some of this interpretation processes and also speed up the process. We have seen a lot of work done in the past that has groundbreaking results in detecting some abnormalities such as tumor detection and other internal disease detection. But this is the problem. Most of the popular deep learning models are designed for the natural image datasets, that is, the natural objects that we see around us every day. And the natural images are fundamentally quite different from the medical images. Here are few key differences between them. With respect to size, medical datasets are very small in size. This is due to multiple limitations, that is privacy and legal related issues. Not all the data related to a patient can be made publicly available. And also with respect to the nature of the image, natural image is generally in RGB scale versus a typical medical image is in grayscale. So this is the problem we present. Is it necessary to use this over parameterized architecture that are designed for natural image datasets to be trained on simpler datasets like medical images? So this is what we had done to address this problem. We started with three medical datasets. So first one is Mura Bone XT, and second one is Brain CT scan. This is used to detect if there is a hemorrhage or not in a brain CT scan. And third is a Chexpert. Some of these datasets are huge, but then we downscale them to make them look like a typical medical dataset. And then we have applied few techniques to downscale the model. We started with two base architectures. In this case, ResNet 18 and MobileNet, which has 11 million and 3.4 million parameters respectively. And we use techniques like using different convolution blocks and width and depth downscaling to reduce the model size. So to give you some idea on the techniques that we used, for example, we started with the ResNet 18 base architecture, which has 11 million parameters. And as we replace the original convolution with a grouped convolution and eventually a depth-wise convolution, number of parameters in the model has reduced to almost 700k. That means we are able to downsize it by over 15 times. And what I mean by width and depth downscaling is, if this is the baseline model, width scaling refers to increasing or decreasing number of channels at each layer. And depth downscaling refers to adding or reducing the layers in the model. Here are the results from our experiments. We used AUC score to evaluate all our models. And when we used grouped convolution instead of an original convolution that is in ResNet 18, we noticed an improvement in the performance with Mura and RSNA, although the model size has reduced by 15 times. But there is a slight decline in the performance in Chexpert. And the next step, we used a combination of width and depth downscaling to further reduce the model size. And in this case, we first trained these downscale models on the ImageNet and finally fine-tuned them over the medical image datasets. So although the model size reduced to 250k and 200k parameters, there is a slight or almost no difference in the performance over across all the three medical datasets. but there is a huge decline in the performance on the ImageNet dataset. Hence, we would like to conclude that there is an opportunity to save on infrastructure costs and training time when we are using deep learning architectures to solve for medical image processing. Thanks to everyone who has been part of this project, and feel free to reach out to me for any questions.